It's a little later in the afternoon, a little later than when I wanted to record this, but shit happens, right? But last night we had the Blood Money Chamber. We had the Elimination Chamber, the premium live event that happened yesterday, and at an odd time. It was not odd time, because for us it was odd, 12 noon, but it was 8 p.m. over there in Saudi Arabia. And this has become an annual event. Y'all know how I feel about the Elimination Chamber now. Sucks. It's not a good match, just because of a multitude of things. The redesign of the chamber, which isn't actually bad. The chamber still looks fine, but it's changing the glass to plexiglass, putting mats on the outside of the ring. There's no more blood, and the important thing is we have this match too many times. Before, yesterday we had 28 Elimination Chamber matches. We're now up to 30. That has to stop. It just does. But let's just dive into this event, into the premium live event. And we opened up with Rey Mysterio and The Miz on the pre-show. This was fine. It wasn't nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. What we're getting in this match, when we got in this match, was Miz looked good. I mean, Miz is good. I mean, Rey is Rey, obviously. But what we ultimately got from this match is, I think we're going to do The Miz versus Dom at WrestleMania. That's what I originally thought, until later in the evening, Miz had a promo saying he's going to get a partner of high quality and high caliber. Now, he had one before, but he got released. His partner also was never used, so it makes me think we might get Miz and Cody Rhodes versus Rey and Dom. This would be, honestly, a shitty way to bring in Cody. And also, tired of The Miz having tag matches at WrestleMania. When was the last time The Miz had a one-on-one match at WrestleMania? Okay, but let's get the show started. We started with your tribal chief, the Universal Championship, on the line, as Roman Reigns was defending against Goldberg. Now Goldberg comes, he gets that check. Roman comes out first, and I'm not a fan of the champion coming out first, but it happens now. And Roman just has, the mic. He tells the crowd to acknowledge him. You know what I mean? Same old. There's a Goldberg chant. Goldberg starts coming out. Now, we were building this match as a battle of the spears. Here's the crazy thing. Roman never hit a spear in this match. He didn't. Roman was going for I think he was going for his own spear, and then Goldberg just speared him. Hit a jackhammer. Well, he was setting up for the jackhammer. Roman blocked it and gave Goldberg a Uranagi. Listen, anytime I see somebody hit a Uranagi, I'm immediately thinking of the rock bottom. It was close. If Roman had hit the rock bottom, I know where we're going towards WrestleMania for next year. Roman went for the Superman punch, hit it. Roman got hit with another spear. Tried to get hit with a jackhammer. Roman locked in the guillotine, and that was a wrap. Goldberg was done. Goldberg didn't tap out. He passed out. And that's what we got. Quick match, 6 minutes. This was better than what I thought it was going to be. There were moments where I thought Goldberg might win. Yeah. That's all we really can say about it. If this is how you use Goldberg, I'm fine with this. Now we move on to WrestleMania. Next up was the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And let's go to the elephant in the room, the women's gear. This actually looked a lot better. We go from the big giant t-shirts to everybody wearing full bodysuits, and I don't know how they thought this would be acceptable in that backwards ass country of Saudi Arabia, but the women look great. I mean, did you see Liv and Rhea Ripley in these damn bodysuits? Oh my goodness. But I digress. I digress. So everybody's coming out, and we're starting the match off with Nikki and Liv. Note, Alexa Bliss had her own pod with a swing in it. Yeah. Nikki and Liv did some things. Liv is that lovable loser. She's going to get that big W. Wasn't here today. And we were just kind of holding water until Rhea Ripley came in. Rhea comes in, and she immediately goes after Nikki. Nikki's running around. Rhea bounced Nikki's head off the chain. And did I miss Doudrop? No, Doudrop came in too. And then before Rhea, and Doudrop just dominated until Rhea came in, and then Rhea goes after Nikki. That's my bad, y'all. Rhea gives Nikki the riptide, a 1, 2, 3. Nikki's the fuck out of here. Alexa Bliss comes in and looks, she's going crazy. She's on a tear. She's taking out Liv Morgan, taking out Doudrop, but Doudrop finally comes back, starts dominating more, but she gets hits with a sunset flip powerbomb by Liv Morgan. Doudrop's out of here. Right after Doobie is out of here, here comes Bianca Belair, and at this point it was the Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley show. They were just taking everybody out, just doing what they do, taking out Liv, taking out Alexa Bliss. They even had double stalling vertical suplexes, which is really good. And I'm pausing here. I'm hoping that Bianca and Bianca and Rhea becomes that next great women's feud. We had Lita and Trish. We have, I want to say, Becky and Charlotte. Rhea and Bianca needs to be next. It's inevitable. But Bianca sets up Rhea for the KOD. She flips out. Morgan hits the double knees. Morgan is taken out with a twisted bliss, and she's gone. Now it's down to Bianca, Alexa, and Rhea. She planted Rhea with the KOD. Bianca did, and covered her for the 1, 2, 3. Nobody kicks out of the KOD. Remember that, people. And now it's down to Bianca and Alexa, and Alexa was on a roll. Like, her offense never looks believable because she's just so small. She's not a believable professional wrestler, but the ending was never in doubt. Bianca takes out Alexa with the KOD, and Bianca's heading back to WrestleMania to main event one more time. This is definitely one of the shorter chamber matches. This went a little under 15 minutes, but it was fine for what it was. It was okay. The crowd, along with myself and many others, we only really cared about Bianca and Rhea. That's where the money is. That's where we need to go, and I'm hoping that's where we go at some point. Next up, we had another women's match, as it was Charlotte, Flair, and Sonya Deville taking on Naomi and Ronda Rousey. Charlotte, Naomi, and Sonya were wearing bodysuits. Ronda was wrestling in her Olympic gi, that she wore when the 2008 Olympics. So she found a way to get around it, and this was fine. You know what I mean? The stipulation was Ronda had to have one arm tied behind her back. That was fucking stupid. It really didn't matter. Charlotte barely tried. Sonya was lying about the broken arm. And in the end, Naomi and Ronda won. I honestly thought Charlotte and Sonya were going to win just to make us think that there was a chance Ronda's going to lose at WrestleMania. Because Ronda's definitely not losing at WrestleMania. But the big thing in this match was seeing Naomi. And I think they're finally realizing what a valuable talent they have in Naomi. This was great. Not great in the sense of the match quality. The match was fine. It was a little sloppy. Ronda did well with her arm tied behind her back, but I'm ready to move forward to the blowout feud between Naomi and Sonya and Charlotte and Ronda at WrestleMania. This was cool. Whatever. We move on, right? Match only went about 9 minutes. Sonya tapped out. Flair made no effort to save her, so that could possibly sink in that Sonya has been helping out Charlotte, and Charlotte didn't help her out. So, our next match was the Falls Count Anywhere's match between Madcap and also Drew McIntyre. And Corbin immediately started helping Moss. And then throughout the match, he would stop and he would do it again. There are no rules. This essentially should have been a handicap match. But the ending was never in doubt. This was actually, honestly, one of the weaker Falls Count Anywhere matches. That they fought on the outside sometimes, on the ramp one time, but most of the match took place in the ring. It's literally a Falls Count Anywhere match. The point of this match is we can see y'all fight anywhere. Like, help me, please. There was okay action. Corbin kept helping Moss, and then he would just stop. This went 9 minutes. There was a point in the match near the end where Corbin, Drew gets the sword and swings, and Corbin ducks, and Corbin's looking at the ref like, what? And the ref's like, dog, this is no DQ. But Drew tried to commit murder. Okay. Whatever. Drew wins with the Claymore. This went about 9 minutes. But Drew has been a smart babyface, taking out both men. And obviously we know we're getting at WrestleMania, we're getting Drew versus Corbin. That's very, very obvious. But I guess nobody's going to find out that Drew attempted murder on live television. Anyway, we get to Miz. Miz is backstage with Kevin Patrick, and he says he has the perfect partner in mind, a fellow international superstar. We shall. We'll see. I still think it's Cody. Next up, we had the Raw Women's title match. Becky Lynch defending against Lita. Y'all know me. Love Lita. And this is so funny. She didn't wear a bodysuit. Becky did. Lita was almost dressed like her old ring gear when she first started wrestling in WWE, except there was her chest wasn't showing and no thong. Like, I've seen Lita wear gear like this all of the time. So, but anyway, as for the match, it was fine. They told a good story. Lita got a lot of love, and they did their best to tell a story. Becky could not put Lita away. Lita was practicing, she was training, she had some moves, but Lynch did get the upper hand at some point, taking out Lita, tripping her. She actually hit a very, very good manhandle slam, and Lita just got her foot on the ropes. I thought, oh shit. Obviously, Lita hit the moonsault. She hit the DDT, hit the moonsault, and Becky, 9.99999. And she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to hit it again. But Lita dragged Lynch to her feet. Becky just jumped right up, hit another manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. It was over. Listen, that was better than what I thought it would have been. Lita looked good here. Lita really didn't have the opportunity to wrestle some of the best women in her prime. This was her first match, I believe, since 2006. Since her retirement, a true match, her retirement match against Survivor Series. It makes you wonder what would have happened if they would be actually cared about wrestling at time and didn't waste Lita and Trish and Victoria and Beth Phoenix. Lita got a send-off, a good send-off, so we'll see what happens with that. I will hope Lita gets maybe a WrestleMania match. I don't know against who, but I would love to see my girl one more time. Next up, it was time for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, and it never happened because the Usos took out the Viking Raiders. And what we're told here is they were short on time. What? So these four flew out here just for this. So I'm assuming we'll get the title match on SmackDown. They can't push this motherfucker off to WrestleMania. They just can't, right? But that's what happened. The Viking Raiders and the Usos did not happen. Next up, we had the final match of the evening, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match with Bobby Lashley defending against Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Matt Riddle, and Austin Theory. And there are some thoughts and some feelings about this match. Theory and Seth started the match off, which was a good way. Theory being in this match shows that they have faith in him and that they do believe in him. Theory put in some work, and they tried. They were doing some things. Rollins, this is where the match changed. Rollins has Theory on the outside, has him in the powerbomb position. He's looking for a buckle bomb, and he power bombs Theory into Lashley's pod, and Lashley just drops, collapses, and the refs are immediately checking on him. Out comes Riddle, and we got Seth and Riddle. We've got them just doing their moves. We've seen these two wrestle. They're really, really good. Now Adam Pearce is out, and they're all checking on Lashley. He needs to be taken to the back, and we're told concussion protocol. He will not be returning, which means we are guaranteed a new WWE champion. And we're pausing right here. Apparently Bobby's been injured. So here's my thinking. If Bobby's been injured, and he's been injured for a while, why would you put the championship on him? Why not just, I don't know, keep the belt on Brock? Or keep the belt on Big E? If you knew Lashley was hurt, couldn't defend it, why not have Brock take out Lashley? Lashley can miss WrestleMania. He can heal up, and then we can get a true Brock Bobby Lashley match. Something. In comes AJ, and he's putting in that work, and he's going right for Theory, telling that man to stay down, kid. But there were moments everybody looked good. Your suplexes and drop kicks, and you gotta pay attention. Riddle did some really good work, and it's time for the next person to come in, and the pod lights up on Lashley, but he wasn't there. So Brock just breaks himself out of his pod. That's why this fucking plexiglass is trash. Also, that wasn't scripted. Brock did that on his own volition. And after that, Brock takes out everybody. F5's Riddle, 1, 2, 3, he's out of here. F5's AJ Styles, 1, 2, 3, he's out of here. That leaves F5's Rollins out of here. That leaves Brock and Austin Theory. Theory tries his best, gets a couple hits in. Brock kills his man by giving him an F5 off the top of one of the chambers. Now, Riddle landed on his feet, but they sold it well. Brock's your champion. So we're at Brock versus Roman, title versus title, winner takes all. This joint actually was shorter than the women's match. It happens. It is what it is. It was a quick. The timers never really matched the 3-minute interviews, but this is what we have. We got the Elimination Chamber. This is what happened. As for the show, I'm giving it a C. This is what I mean. What it gets a C because we didn't need to have a chamber. The chamber matches are meaningless, and this was just almost a meaningless show. No Way Out felt more important. And come back next week when we have the No Way Out retrospective on the Highways Wrestling Podcast. This show has some pretty significant Wrestlemania implications, and the show was completely skippable. You catch the highlights online. As for the matches, nothing really outshone each other. I would say the best match, honestly, the best match probably was Becky versus Lita. I enjoyed that the most out of everything. But that is what just happened with the WWE Premium Live Event Elimination Chamber. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Come back this Saturday for another episode of the High Risk Wrestling Podcast, as we'll be having a retrospective look at No Way Out. Y'all remember the schedule. January, Royal Rumble. February, No Way Out. March, April-ish, WrestleMania. April, Backlash. May, Judgment Day. Yeah. So, come back this Saturday. This is what just happened. Peace.